Hello boys and girls. Today I'm going to be answering some questions about the boobs because I have gotten so many fucking questions, it's not even funny. So I'm probably not going to be able to answer all of these, but I have taken some select ones from over here which I will be answering. I've kind of just written them all out so we can go through this really quickly. The first one is, did you get a boob job? Well, I think these things just grew. Some watermelons just grew on my chest overnight, as they do. No, but this is obviously a boob job. These are obviously fake boobs. I feel like I'm a very honest person. There's no way I would lie about getting implants, I think. If you do it, you've got to be honest about it because they're never going to look real, for one thing. Question number 2. What size are you now? And they're talking about like bra size. It's really hard to say because you don't go into the boob doctor and say, hey, I'd like to be a D cup, or can you make me like 32C? They actually do it by CC, which is basically, here we go, look at this. Here's an implant. This is an implant. This is 375 cc. My implants are 400 cc. Which sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much. So yes, that's how many cc I have. Let's look at the other questions, see what other questions are here. Did getting the boob job hurt? Well, obviously you're under anesthesia when you get them, so the actual operation itself doesn't hurt. But I was under conscious sedation, which is where you're not actually asleep. They give you twilight sedation where they get an IV going in your wrist, and so you're kind of out of it, but you're on so many drugs that you don't care that they're cutting you open. So yeah, for me, I was a rare case, I had a really bad complication. I got a collapsed lung while he'd put in the implants and everything was fine, and then as he was stitching me up, he accidentally poked me with the needle, believe it or not, which allowed air to get into the cavity, which then caused my right lung to deflate, which gave me a collapsed lung. So that was obviously incredibly painful. I mean, I was really fucking drugged up. After I had to do a second surgery immediately to try and save my life, but when I came around, I was on a morphine pump, I had Vicodin, I had Percocet, all the narcotics you can imagine. So yeah, it hurts. Not that much, I would say, because if you've done it and you're not like me and you didn't have a complication, like the boobs, when I woke up, the boobs weren't actually hurting me, it was more the tube going into my lung, right, and all the other stuff was hurting me. The boobs themselves, they feel really tight because all the skin is obviously being pushed and it's being pulled, so that's going to feel really tight. So yeah, that's where the majority of the pain comes from. But actually, yeah, let me answer this next question. It will actually help answer this previous question in a weird way. What placement did you get? And the girl who's asking this question, she's referring to you're either going to go over the muscle or under the muscle. And over the muscle is literally where they cut you and they put it under the nipple, like under the fat. It just literally sits like natural boob fat. And it looks very round, even rounder than this, and very large, like the projection is huge. And in my opinion, actually over the muscle is the best looking. It looks the most stunning sort of thing, but very few doctors anymore will do over the muscle placement. In fact, the majority of them will only do under, and so I spent 2 years trying to battle to get over the muscle placement, and no one wanted to do it. A, it's just unfashionable because they look less natural and they're larger when they're over the muscle. B, there's a higher rate of capsular contraction, which is where, when your body's healing, it makes a scar tissue that naturally forms around the implant. But if your immune system is off, no one actually knows what caused it. It actually gets crazy. Too much scar tissue forms, and the implant it tightens around, and then you have these really deformed, scary-looking boobs, and that's capsular contraction. No one knows what caused it, and it's very common, but they found if they put it under the muscle, there is a slightly lower rate of capsular contraction, and that's why most doctors will go under the muscle now. And I do have under the muscle. In the end, I had to compromise. I couldn't find a willing doctor. And I think it does majoritarily come down to aesthetics, because it's not like it's much of a lower rate of capsular contraction, and also there are pros and cons to both. Like under the muscle is a higher rupture rate, and that's where the bag breaks and it leaks, which you obviously really don't want either. So yeah, I got under the muscle, and referring back to the other question, if you get over the muscle, the healing time is really quick, so you're just cutting that skin and stuffing it in. But when you're doing under the muscle, you're cutting that skin, you're cutting the muscle, you're actually removing a part of your muscle, and then you're stuffing this under your muscle. So if you've done workouts and you've like pulled muscles, like just a little bit, you know, like when you're lifting weights and it really hurts the next 2 days, imagine how much those muscles hurt when you rip it, like you actually cut it and stuff one of these under it and pull the muscle up all the way over. That is where the majority of pain comes from. That's why under the muscle is more painful, but it does achieve a more natural result in the end. So that's why women end up doing it. As for my boobs so far, as you can see, they're still really high. I actually think I'll be a little sad when they drop. Believe it or not, dropping and fluffing, it's called, is where your implant. Let me see if I can show you from the side. So, see how it's really high up here? That's the muscle. Because it's really tight, the muscle's freaked out. It's like, what the fuck have you done to me? Why have you stuffed this bag of thing in me? It's very unnatural, and so the muscle's really unhappy. And it takes time for it to relax and to drop the implant, and the implant will go down. Like, I can show you in, I don't know, it can take up to 3 months, but 3 months now, these boobs will be like down here, and this will be gone. This they call this upper pole fullness, this roundness will unfortunately be gone, because it's under the muscle. So yeah, I hope that answers some questions for you guys. If you have any more questions about it, feel free to feel free to write me, and I will try my best to answer them. I really don't mind talking about it. As I say, I have no interest in lying about it or trying to pretend these are real. Oh yeah, there was one other question. She said, how can you tell if the boobs are real or fake? I think it's really obvious. That's why I don't think there's any point in hiding it. If boobs are natural, they will have a slope to them, and the majority of the tissue will be in the bottom. Because, for example, I'm not wearing a bra right now, there is no bra, right? Boobs do not naturally sit up here, they're not meant to, right? Gravity makes them slope down into a natural shape. These are more, fake boobs look more cartoonesque. If you see a cartoon like Jessica Rabbit, and they're really round, so if you're seeing any of this roundness going on, or if you look at them from the side, and you see this weirdness going on up here, then it's probably a boob job. I mean, honestly, if you look at it and the girl's not wearing a bra or it looks unnatural, it's probably a boob job. There are very few exceptions. I've seen a couple of exceptions where they really look natural. I think it's very hard these days to achieve that, but they are getting better. But I don't know. I wouldn't personally hide it anyway. So cool. I hope this helps some of you guys out. And I will endeavour to make another video soon explaining all the crazy shit that went down last week when I had a stalker. Hooray, stalkers! And that was no fun, so I will let you guys know soon. Take care. Bye.